Hey guys, welcome to WetWaterGames. In anticipation for the release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I'll be doing a top 10 of my favorite Pokemon for each generation. This week, I'll be starting off with Generation 1. Please note that this is a personal countdown, and it does not mean that these Pokemon are the best competitive-wise. They are just my favorite from that generation. So, go easy on me. And with that out of the way, let the countdown commence! There's not that many legendary Pokemon that stand out to me, and to be honest, if this was a countdown of my all-time favorite Pokemon, this one wouldn't even make the cut. But Zapdos is one of the most badass Pokemon out there. I really dig the art style, and you can really see they put a lot of time into designing this Pokemon, as well as the other two legendary birds. But the reason why Zapdos only gets the 10th spot on my countdown is because of what I said before. It's a legendary, and I don't really use legendaries on my Pokemon journey. For me, and possibly most other starting trainers in the Kanto region, Pidgey was probably one of the first Pokemon you would capture. Who would have known that this would have created a trend of having a flying type Pokemon in the start of most games? For those who kept Pidgey through a good portion of the game, would have evolved it into Pidgeot. This Pokemon rocks! Not only was it one of the select few Gen 1 flying type Pokemon, but it had by far the best stats and great overall design. And to pay tribute to such a great starter flying type Pokemon, Game Freak have decided to give it a Mega Evolution, which just looks incredible. Quite possibly one of the cutest bug type Pokemon in Gen 1, Butterfree has a very quick evolution rate, learns good moves fast, and is surprisingly good in game. When I used him in my team to get past Elite 4, he stood up to the challenge and carried my team to victory. On the anime episode when Ash gets rid of his Butterfree, I was really hurt, and I felt like bug Pokemon never get the respect they deserve. They're like a second-class citizen in the Pokemon world, never taken seriously. It must be really hard to be the bug catcher NPC. Vileplume was one of the select few Pokemon who actually had to evolve through an evolution stone, and the start of Game Freak trying out new ideas on how Pokemon can evolve. Psst. Hey Game Freak, how the hell was I supposed to know that I had to tilt my 3DS upside down once Inkay turned level 30 to evolve him? That's just a little extreme, don't you think? Anywho, Vileplume was one of those Pokemon that was just worth using an evolution stone on. Being in my opinion the strongest grass type for Gen 1, Vileplume learned a slew of vicious stat-changing attacks that could screw up your opponent's team before sending out the other Pokemon to land the finishing blows. If you are anything into strategy at all, Vileplume was your man. Or girl, or whatever. If this Pokemon existed in real life, which it kind of does, then Kabuto would not be on this list at all. But how Game Freak have managed to change its look to look like a cute demon crab made me choose the Dome Fossil over the Helix any day. This is more of a personal favourite from the other few, mainly because I just like it off its adorable appearance. Plus I always felt like this Pokemon should have been a bug type, which, if anyone knows me, bug types are kind of my thing. I mean, that's it really. If you wanted me to compare stats, then you probably should go somewhere else. Hey, speaking of bug-type Pokemon, how about that Scyther everybody's been talking about? He sure is one badass looking bug-type, and with those enormous wings, I bet he could soar through the sky like... oh, hell no! Scyther is a kick-ass praying mantis with machetes for hands. What's not to love about that? For me personally, I would choose Scyther over Scizor any day, because he was just the bug Pokemon to have. But given his disadvantage for most of the main types of Pokemon, it was hard to keep this little guy in my team. Ever since I was a kid, I had always believed Arcanine was a legendary Pokemon, and looking at the stone tablet from the Pokemon anime Episode 2, Pokemon Emergency, you can clearly see Arcanine standing proudly with the 3 legendary birds. Though I never got to use this fiery canine in my Kanto travels, I got to use him in Pokemon White 2, and I'm so frustrated only now knowing how strong this Pokemon really was. Not only is he man's best friend, but he is also a very reliable Fire-type Pokemon to have in your party. And seeing as I only chose Grass-type as my starter Pokemon, yes, I am the 5%, finding a Fire-type Pokemon later on was really hard to come by. Do you like foxes? Do you like foxes that can shoot lightning? Well then, my good sir, you're in luck. Jolteon is one of the coolest, sleekest designed Gen 1 electric type Pokemon. Don't give me that look, Pikachu, you know you're overrated. I even used Jolteon as part of my main crew back in the day. Much like Vileplume, it too needs a special stone to help evolve it from Eevee to Jolteon. You don't really see many people using this Pokemon in the anime and in game, but with its great special and speed stats, this Pokemon became very useful at crippling the enemy before the opponent could make a move. When I first used Jolteon, I never really paid attention to physical and special attacks, so my Jolteon had a full set of physical attacks, which made him a lot weaker than the average Jolteon. But regardless, I still love this little lightning fox to death, and that's why he sits at number 3 on my countdown. Now, I previously mentioned that I will always choose a grass type as my starter Pokemon. This trend started for me back in my Kanto days. I had a tough decision to choose either a fiery lizard, a blue turtle, or a grass dinosaur. Now, it was most definitely a hard decision, but I decided to pick Bulbasaur. The reason being is that green is one of my favourite colours. I never knew how much this little guy would grow on me and continue the trend of me always picking a grass type Pokemon. Now, I don't really care much for its evolution. I mean, Ivysaur is kinda neat, but once it becomes Venusaur, it gets a little bit too weird for my taste, to be honest. Bulbasaur will always have a special place in my heart as the first Pokemon I ever took on my journey to becoming a Pokemon Master. This Pokemon was no struggle for me, and as I was creating this top 10 countdown, I instantly knew that it was going to be number 1 on my list. Being that it is the only type out of the whole 150, excluding its pre-evolutions, this Pokemon isn't just unique, but it will always have a special place in my heart. Still not sure who it is? Well, it's Gengar, of course! This Pokemon was also very cool on the anime, always playing tricks on people who would enter the mansion, alongside Haunter and Ghastly. This also introduced me to my love of Ghost and Dark type Pokemon. There aren't many Pokemon families out there that I can say I love every single member. I even have a transparent Gengar figurine I've kept with me ever since I was a youngin', and I hope to hold it for as long as I can. I love you, Gengar. Even though they destroyed you when they decided to Mega Evolve you. Game Freak, this is not cool. Hey there you! Thank you so much for sticking around towards the end. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and let me know in the comments what your top 10 favorite Kanto Pokemon are. And I will see you guys next time, alright? Peace out!